Who's this guy over here?
Look who has arrived. Careful,
Jeff Berwick.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, Germany's in trouble.
Cheers to the great amazing time that we're having right now. Cheers.
Salute!
Salute.
Mr. President, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Salute.
I believe in angels sometimes.
Fuck the government.
There's a lot of police cars here in Garnisch, Germany. There's over 38,000 police officers. You would not believe the night we had last night. It was pretty crazy. So those guys know what they're doing. They definitely need a lot of rest. I could use it too, but there's a protest happening now that I'm going to go cover and report for you guys right now. If I would have told you what happened last night, you wouldn't believe me, but I'll tell you just a little bit of the story, which it had worked out in perfect synchronicity and was just incredible. So a lot of people ask us, how do you afford all this travel and all these hotel rooms? And it's really just a lot of life hacks, but some of them we can't really talk about. So what we often end up doing is helping other journalists, working for them on their side in exchange for just crashing at their hotel room. But yesterday we had a problem with that. Long story short, Charlie Skelton, the guy we were supposed to be staying with, was coming in a day later. We were screwed at the hotel with no place to stay, and the places were extremely expensive. And then out of nowhere, the general manager comes up to me and says, "Luke, what are you doing here? I've been watching your videos forever," and hooks us up with the most amazing deal possible. Then of course, we went out with him and the entire hotel staff out on the night here in Garnisch, where we met high-ranking police officers at the bar. And I was shocked, not only at their level of professionalism, but also intelligence. They knew everything that was happening on behind the scenes and gave us the true numbers of the security that's costing the town here. They actually gave us the true numbers and the true cost of the security here, and there's over 38,000 police officers here protecting the G7 delegates. 38,000. Initial real cost of the security here is over 600 million euros just for the G7 summit. All the benches and garbage cans have been removed from this community, pissing off a lot of residents who live here in Garnisch, Germany. Which shows you, as the police officer mentioned, how afraid and paranoid the world leaders are of you, the people. 38,000 police, 30,000 protesters expected here. So the march right now is beginning. This is the first major march here in Garnisch, and there's over 6,000 people here protesting the G7 right now. This is the official kickoff. The protesters here look extremely serious. There's a lot of members of the Black Bloc, and as we know, things always do kick off in Germany and the protests get insane. This protest is massive in size, and there's riot cops alongside all of the protesters. So the protest was just stopped up here. This is not the agreed upon protest route, and the police have blocked off the entrance, and the protesters are going to be walking back. What's the protest in Germany without music? Everyone's just hanging out right now after being blocked by the police.
You probably think Rolls-Royce only make.
Things just got incredibly intense here. We have bottles being thrown at the police. A lot of gas has been dispersed. I got the full video. As you can see, it's a very dangerous situation happening here right now, breaking as bottles. A lot more riot cops are moving in right now to encircle the protesters. There was many scuffles. Seems to calm down now, but a lot of people are just recovering from the tear gas and pepper spray. This protest is massive in size. There's clashes alongside blocks and blocks here in Garnisch at the G7. And the main reason the protesters are here is because that road down there leads to the G7 conference that will be taking place in a few days. Now the police are telling the protesters they cannot walk any further and they're blocking the road. That's why there's going to be many clashes here, because this is the main road leading to the G7 conference. At different points with the march coming back, there's usually small clashes that occur between the police and the protesters. Lots of shoving, pushing, and gas everywhere. So obviously in those intense clashes, it was impossible to use Snapchat. I did shoot the full video on my YouTube channel. It's up right now and it's intense. We saw a number of people being carried out by stretchers. A lot of people were seriously injured, and it seems like this is only the beginning of much more clashes to come. At least the Germans are taking it in stride, and they just turned up the house music. And now we're battling the weather. after going through all the intensity at the protest, and it's just insane here, thunderstorming everywhere. It's crazy, everyone's running away.